howdy, everyone. Welcome to Tilson Live. It is Tuesday. I am one of your gracious hosts, Eric Allard with Tilson Homes, Senior Vice President, part of the fourth generation of the Tilson family, and I am joined once again by the Vice President of Marketing Customer Experience, all things wonderful that you guys get to see on all of our social channels, all the website, everything that you see that's customer facing. It's because of Mrs. Dawn Dantzler. Say hello, Dawn.
Hey, everybody. How's it going, Eric?
It is going well. It's going great. We are bracing for some. Actually, we made it through January 2022.
We did.
So it is. Everybody can. You made it through your New Year's resolution. You can throw that stuff aside, cast it away. Don't worry about it anymore. Tomorrow's Groundhog Day, so we got that going for us too. And we're bracing here for some
weather.
Interesting weather coming around. Yeah. It's like deja vu. Snowmageddon. I think hopefully they're trying to turn it into that. Hopefully it's not actually going to be that bad. But
I feel like we shouldn't be repeating a 100-year storm. I really.
Oh, remember it's 2020.
I know the 2020s have. Yeah, it's 2020 part 2, and that was like 2021. So like maybe we don't have to repeat it.
I'll be okay with that. But we're braced. We're hunkering down. We are here live today. We have a spectacular plan to share with you guys. But please jump into the chat. Tell us where you're built. We have Janet is already setting the tone for us about tell us where you're building, tell us where you're watching from, tell us what part of the process that you're in, maybe kind of what you're seeing. And in some cases, maybe one of these days we'll talk about what people are seeing in their industries on supply chain challenges and hiccups. And I just spent the last 30 minutes on phones with various hotels trying to book a room venue, and it's like nobody wants to help at all. Like, our room doesn't have lights in it right now. It's like, is this something you're working on?
Was that a problem? Like you can't bring a lantern?
The lady who books those, she's at the dentist, and I don't know if she's coming back today. Like, so we're finding some challenges in the service industry. So if you're seeing or hearing anything like that, maybe we can put that in the chat too. But tell us where you're watching from. Tell us where you're building, maybe what you're building, what part of the process you're in. And we just want a big howdy from you. Tell us what's going on. What are we talking about today, Mrs. Dantzler?
So we are actually talking about John Cade's house. So howdy, John. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is our number one selling plan of 2021, the Canyon. So very excited to show off how he customized it, made it his own, because he made some really good changes.
Yes, he made it's spectacular color selections and got a great video, some videos to go along with it, awesome photographs. Big thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Cade for allowing us into your home. Shout out to Kelsey for going out and getting that done. Skipping out on jury duty. Excuse me, it got canceled. So that's good. Ignore that, Travis County. Everything's fine.
She phoned ahead. They said she was clear.
Perfect. Yep. And of course, our good friend David Bibiano there is boots on the ground doing the filming. So we want to be sure we get. But yeah, folks, jump in. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us where you're building. Tell us what part of the process you're in. And we're going to talk about the Canyon. So some of the things that they did, Don. Let's kick it off.
All righty.
Ask questions as we go, guys. Any questions about the process, about design, about changes, about what's going on in construction, all that kind of good stuff. We'd love to hear from you. And answer all of your questions while we're here live on Tilson Live, or as some call it, Tilson Tuesday.
Yes, some people do call it Tilson Tuesday. So
they do, and we'll allow it.
We will. We appreciate you guys spending every Tuesday with us, so that's pretty exciting. So the Canyon, obviously, beautiful home. This is our model in Bryan, and one of the most popular. It's our only farmhouse model at the moment, and very, very popular, beautiful front porch. Just a great home in general. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, plus it has a study on it. Just a little bit over 2,500 square feet. Just a great, great plan. It's super popular. And this is that floor plan. You can see we've got, like I was saying, the three bedrooms, a study, master bedroom. You got beautiful master suite there in the rear of the home, kind of separated out from everything else. Nice big family room, beautiful kitchen. Got that separate powder room, separate utility, Just great space. Lots of storage. Tons of storage in this house.
Tons of storage, and actually lots of options. One of the greatest thing about this plan actually is still split front to back. So a lot of people, you get a split floor plan. There's left to right, which is kind of most common. But it is interesting that this one is split front to back, and that none of the the master is truly, like Don said, its own suite. So it has a separate entrance from the rest of the bedrooms. There are no common walls, so the 2 bathrooms are back together, kind of separating that. Along with a massive walk-in closet. So, but yeah, there's options to do 4th bedrooms, to do game rooms, bonus rooms, mud rooms, all kinds of garages, cathedral ceilings,
kitchen layouts.
Yeah. In fact, the model, and of course, this is reversed from the model. So if you're looking at the pictures from our model home, you're gonna get brain freeze because it's flipped the other way around. That just happens to do with how it fit on our property there in Bryan,
right,
on Highway 21. So. Anyway, yeah. So tell me, do we have anybody tuning in just yet, Don, before we move along?
We do. We have lots of people joining us. We forgot to greet everybody. Let's see. We've got Janet coming in from Plano, building in Grayson County.
Awesome. Welcome, Janet.
We got Kimberly coming in from San Antonio.
Howdy, Kimberly.
Polly coming in from Grapetown.
Right on schedule.
We have a YouTube friend building in Waller County and Saddle Creek Forest. Excited about pre-construction meeting scheduled for Friday, weather permitting. Yes, weather permitting.
Wear a coat.
Yes, it's going to be a little chilly.
It'll be chilly.
And we've got rocks. Hello, y'all. We've got our land in Maico, but still in the researching phase before committing. But I love y'all. Oh, we love you too.
Awesome. Thanks for watching. Yeah, and ask questions. That's what this whole thing's for.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We've got Misty, hi from Mansfield, building in Hood County.
Howdy, Misty.
We got Varen. Hello, watching from North Carolina, but building in Fort Bend County, hopefully real soon. Good choice.
Varen. Yeah, tell us what part of North Carolina you're watching from. We're always curious.
Yeah, which part?
Other areas.
Kristen, hey guys, so excited for this Tilson Tuesday. We're excited to see you here.
Thanks, Kristen. Yeah, thanks for coming in.
We've got John, happy Tilson Tuesday, watching from Austin and building in Driftwood.
Howdy, John.
We got Marilyn, hi from Liberty County, building Apolodoro, currently working on the foundation. Rain, go away. Agreed. And ice, stay away.
Yeah, I stay away.
Yes.
Hang in there, Miss Marilyn. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you. We've got Kenny in Burleson, Texas, building a Travis. Awesome.
Very nice. Thanks, Kenny.
Corey's saying howdy. Howdy, Corey. Right. We got Joe, still looking to move to Parker County, but not there yet.
Welcome, Joe.
All right. Nieva, howdy from Hello Days. All right. Varen says he's in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, yeah, how about that? So are you really in Charlotte, or are you using Charlotte as the target? Because usually people start with a big city and then they go out.
Yeah, I always wonder, we tell people, but between trying to tell them, oh, I'm from Montgomery. Like, where's that? You know what? Never mind. The Woodland.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Houston. Forget it. Like, this is
you just go big and then you go smaller.
That's all you need to know. Anyway, so yeah, so bring
J-Bo saying hi, I think.
Hello, J-Bo. Welcome
back.
Hello,
J-Bo.
But yeah, so again, keep jumping in. Put your questions in the chat. We'd love to answer all your questions about design, about building on your land, about financing, about any of the changes that need to be done, what's happening out there in the world of construction. It is changing every day. So anyway.
Yes, absolutely. Varen says he is really in Charlotte.
Really in Charlotte. Okay.
All right. You're like one of the one left there.
That's funny.
We've got Tanner selling land, looking to buy more and build a canyon on it. Well, then you've come to the right place.
It's a great idea, Tanner. We think it's a great idea.
Good idea. And we've got Terry coming in from Huntsville.
Awesome. Well, guys, keep joining in. We're going to get back to the presentation because Dawn has a lot of beautiful content to show you guys. Starting with, what are some of the changes that Mr. and Mrs. Cade made to this plan?
They made quite a bit. Pretty typical of a Tilson customer. Everybody likes to personalize it and make it their own. Sure. So the first thing they did is on the exterior, they actually added some shutters to the front window just to give it a little bit of contrast rather than just the solid brick that comes standard.
Love that.
And then on the inside, they did double French doors into the study instead of just the single French door. There, and then in the kitchen they went with the alternate kitchen option. They added in a farmhouse sink as well as double ovens, so that just changes up. You saw in the normal one, in the standard layout, it's kind of a curved island, but this does that flat rectangle that you're used to seeing if you've seen the pictures of the model. The other thing they did is added in an attached garage. So this one is, they really customized this. So we just went with custom, because what they did was they added in what would have been our side load garage, our alternate side load garage, which adds that drop zone area at the utility. But instead of having it load sideways, because of the dimensions of their lot, it was better for them to have it have that garage door on the front. So in order to make that work, they actually made the garage larger and extended it from the typical layout. So you've got that happening, and then they also put a second door for access on the back, so they can store all of their toys and lawn equipment and everything in the back of the garage and take them out to the backyard that way. So
right, and to give you
quite a few fun things happening with the garage.
Yeah, these dotted lines here. These doors I think are either 7 or 8 feet, probably 8 feet tall, because the 9-foot ceiling. So you got 8 feet to there, 8 feet to there. That's 16 feet, probably another 10 or 12 feet in between there. I mean, so it's a big garage.
And then part of that, since they pulled that garage forward, they also, to make it all kind of even across the front, they extended their pantry over. So you'll see that they have the world's largest pantry. It's amazing. Awesome. I'm very jealous of that.
Great idea. Very good idea.
In the family room, they added a cathedral ceiling and put the box, did the box beam in there. In the backyard, they left the covered porch the normal size, but then added an uncovered area. Mr. Cade says this garage is 28 feet long.
So close.
Yes.
So close.
So that adds a lot of space out there in the backyard for entertaining when they extended that patio space. They did a little bit with the windows in the back, just kind of make them an equal size, balancing it out. Yep. And added a door from the master bedroom onto that covered porch, so they have direct access from that suite. They added a fireplace in the family room as well. And then in the foyer area where there would have been kind of a hallway closet, they went ahead and took that out and just made it part of the space.
Probably
so just a couple things.
Yeah, just one or two things. And what I really like about this, doing the uncovered back here, and when we do uncovered patio, folks, that's part of the slab when we're doing this particular type of uncovered patio slab. This is not flat work. We do flat work as well, which is concrete. So your 4-inch thick concrete for driveways and sidewalks. This is actually part of the foundation. And what's cool about that, if we got anybody on here maybe like to cook outside, perhaps, Weber or, Big Green Egg, or pick your debatable how you cook. Are you a gas person? Are you a charcoal person? Or are you mesquite only purist? Let us know. But instead of having all that smoke billowing underneath the porch, you can kind of push that out here on the uncovered, but you're still on concrete. It's not all muddy and messy, and the smoke can escape. I think that's a really cool thing as someone who does enjoy cooking outside.
Yes.
So,
very smart.
About outdoor kitchens that is debatable is, yes, they're cool, and yes, you can get cooking a whole bunch of stuff, and typically you're undercover, and so now it's all up in your business. So anyway, all right, so now take us through what happened on the outside. And again, folks, post your questions. If you have questions about this design or how things are done, post them in the comments. We'll stop intermittently and chat about those, so we'd be glad to do that.
Well, actually, I thought I would let Mr. Cade take you through, so I'll pop that video up.
I'm glad you had that idea.
Me too.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the Tilson Live Tours. I'm Kelsey and I'm on the marketing team, and I am here today with John and Colleen at their Canyon A in Waller, Texas. Yes. So let's talk about a little bit about the exterior of your home.
Exterior of the home, it's a Canyon A obviously, so it's going to be full brick, veneer on the front of the house, hardy plank in the back. We chose to add some shutters to the front of the home, which I think make it just kind of add a little kind of a farmhouse feel. Yeah. We're out in nature, so kind of want to make it look that way. So we did that, and it looks very nice. And the front door, we chose kind of a cool blue color. Yeah, it's really cool. I think it's Rainstorm. Rainstorm is the color, Sherman-Williams color, and we did the same with the back doors too, so it kind of matches. Yeah, and it really stands out against the color of your brick, because the brick is a little bit more of the reddish tone. Certainly. Yeah, so it really brings a little bit of pop. Contrast there, that's what we wanted. So when you look at the front of the house, you've got the flower beds, you've got the grass, and that kind of goes together, and then you've got that nice blue door, and then the shutters, so they play off of each other very well. And then on the back side of the house, the siding is a new gray. The trim color is snowbound.
Yeah.
And so that just makes for another nice kind of cohesive color combination.
Yeah, and with all the trees that are around your property, having that lighter color scheme
certainly
really makes the whole backyard seem a lot brighter.
And a lot bigger too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a large space, and it's a really pretty house. When you look at the arches outside, the way it's designed, it just really came together, and it looks really good.
Yeah.
You know, we did choose a different garage door, a different style. Just wanted something that was a little bit different. It's not too flashy or too different, but it's got this thin windows up top that kind of add a little height to it, and then it allows the light into the garage, which is nice. So you don't have to use the lights when you're in there. But all in all, it just goes together so well.
Yeah, and when you add that garage to this plan, it gives you all that space in the drop zone area that normally would not be it wouldn't be there.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got a nice space to come in, take off your shoes, you know, sit down or whatever. And then the laundry room is right off the side of that. Throw your clothes in there, you're good to go. The garage originally, or you can have it the door face whichever way you want.
Yeah.
We ended up making it face front. We ran out of room on the side.
It works the best with your property.
Yeah, it works the best this way, and we ended up adding, I believe, another 6 to 7 feet to the garage. So it's a little bit larger than your standard garage, but it gives us enough space to store lawnmowers, put both the cars in there. Even the standard size garage, there's plenty of room for a full-size truck or SUV or whatever you want to put in there.
Right.
You've got plenty of room, which is nice to have your stuff secure and not sitting out in the driveway. So.
Yeah, well, it sounds great. Let's go check out the inside of your house.
Yeah, come on.
All right. Wow. Yeah, beautiful.
I tell you what, these customers and Kelsey going to work me plumb out of a job. This is good. I'm never going to do another video again. This is good.
Oh, I love it. I just love, you can tell how much he just loves his home, and that just makes me feel so good that we were a part of that and creating that space for him.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful place. And again, you know, thinking about going back to how to best use the space on the land, right? Like, so yeah, it'd be neat to have a side load garage. You get more windows across the front, but the reality is doing it this way is a way better use of the land. It works within the build lines for him. You'll actually end up spending less on driveway because you're not having to.
Yeah, you don't have the curve.
So, I mean, I think it's great. The belly band on the outside there in the middle. I don't know if it's hard to see in this particular photo, but on the video, you can see it real well. The brick kind of belly that breaks up going around. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, this house was a little difficult to photograph because he was fortunate that we could keep all of the trees in the front yard. So from the street, you can't even see his house. It was a challenge to get that camera in there for Kelsey.
You photography people are very picky about your shadows and light, I've learned. Like, there, just take a picture. Use an iPhone. How hard could it be?
It's perfect. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so talk us through about the back of the home, Dawn. A little bit what's going on.
So on the back, like we talked about, they put in that second garage door in the rear so that they can access all of their toys in their space. And you can see that large covered back porch that comes included with the home. And then, you can see a little bit that they kind of extended the slab a little bit beyond that. And you've got these big, beautiful windows looking into the family room, the breakfast area, and the master. So.
And something a little bit mechanical.
And lots of stuff in the roof.
I want to try and point that out. So
the less pretty stuff, all in the back, hopefully.
We do the best we can to try and locate. So this is, again, the climate zone 2, so you can see the ridge venting is on this home. But you can also, we do the best we can to get all of the roof jacks, exhaust fans, stuff like that onto the back of the home where you're not seeing it on the front elevation. So it can sometimes tend to look very busy back here with stuff. So you got fireplaces, if it has gas or not, you got furnace exhaust, maybe for a water heater or for the furnace itself that heats the home. You got every one of the roof jacks where the plumbing vents are coming out to allow gas to vent out of the house. So that, we do the best we can.
That answers Davo's questions. How are the bathroom exhaust fans vented out of the home, through the roof, the eaves, or somewhere else?
So the answer is yes and yes. Sometimes it's the roof, sometimes it's the eaves. We don't do in the eaves very often, but there are some very rare occasions where we have to vent it out of the eaves. But in all occasions, we vent it out of the house. It's never vented into the attic. It has to be vented all the way out of the home. And that goes for the exhaust fans, your vent hood, so above your cooking area, it vents out as well. So they're all vented out of the home. Sometimes they'll connect some of them together, in the attic, and then have one that goes out. Obviously we want it all vented out, but we want to try and minimize the roof penetrations.
Right.
So every roof penetration is a future potential place to leak, but there's ways to do it properly where it will not. Between roof pitch and silicone and flashing it properly, that you should be good to go. But it's something to consider that we try, and in most cases we can get it all to the back, but not in every single case, because they are only rated to travel so far, right? These exhaust fans are only vented at so many cubic feet per minute. Like they can only move so much air, so they can't go like 40 feet. The fans aren't that powerful to be able to,
Right.
So usually 12, 15 feet, and we can accommodate that. So great question.
Okay.
Thanks, J-Bo.
Perfect.
So now
all right, and this is that beautiful drop zone that we were talking about in the utility room that she kind of talked about as part of the garage. So just showing a little bit more detail on that space. And yeah, big, beautiful utility room. But
yes, and when we live out in the country like that, you can't get enough space in the utility. Like it's storage on top of storage on top of storage. It's never going to be enough.
And then it looks like we have some questions coming in.
Let's hear questions.
We'll switch to those, and then we'll let John show us the foyer in the living room.
Okay, cool.
But let's see. We've got Shaloma. She's coming in from Cyprus, planning to build in Republic Grand Ranch. Awesome.
Oh, nice.
That's great. And then J-Bo is sharing that his plans were submitted to the HOA for ACC approval today. Awesome. So fingers crossed everything's going to be good there. Janet was just admiring John's lot. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Right.
Beautiful piece of property. We've got Crystal building a Canyon C in Medina County. Super excited. Awesome.
Beautiful. Thanks, Crystal.
We have a question from YouTube. We're doing LVP throughout the entire house. Does LVP require a vapor barrier and or underlayment? Also, are the floors floated level where the LVP is installed?
Fantastic question. And so most of the LVP that we use, in fact, I think all of them, but I don't want to say 100% sure, but they have the underlayment on the back of them. The vapor barrier is actually attached to the back of the individual planks. So it's all one unit. You don't have to put down a separate underlayment. And the answer is yes, there is. We do, in some cases, have to float the floor. So what float is, folks, those of you who don't know, when we pour the slab, it's not perfectly level throughout. Shocker. We need a shocker sound effect. It's not perfectly level throughout. There are going to be some dips, low spots. Thursday will be a really great day to go find those in your slab because there'll be skating rinks out there. So be very careful.
Yes.
But yeah, there'll be some spots that kind of hold water a little bit. Those are areas that the flooring company will come in and they'll put down you see it, they sell it at all the big box stores, places like that, the self-leveling float. So you mix it up and it's like a really, really thin concrete. So they pour that and they'll usually sand that down to kind of get a good, and it doesn't structurally, it doesn't do anything for the floors, or it just keeps you from having a kind of a popping sound as you're walking across, having a hollow sound underneath the floor. It still is going to be sort of a hollow sound because they're not glued down. LVP is not, but you won't have kind of this dip is what they're trying to prevent.
It's actually good that it's not glued down because if anything does happen, it's easy to kind of pop out one. It's a lot easier to pop out a plank if nothing's glued down without damaging everything around it.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's right.
That's why it's such a good flooring to use.
We're fans.
Yeah, it's my favorite. Tracy is saying hi from Henley.
Hello, Tracy from Henley, Texas.
And then we've got, let's see, I'm trying to see. Everybody else seems to be asking about kitchen stuff, so we'll wait.
Oh, well, we'll wait on those. We'll get to the kitchen. Yeah,
absolutely. But for right now, let's go ahead and check out the foyer and the living room.
Okay.
Come on in.
All right, thank you.
Check it out.
This is beautiful.
Very spacious.
Yes, the last time I saw this house, it was empty. I love what you've done with the place.
There's a little bit more furniture in here now.
A little bit,
yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So tell me a little bit about this living room.
This living room has a cathedral ceiling, obviously, with a nice wood beam at the top, which matches the one on the mantle. The fireplace goes up all the way to the ceiling, which is a nice statement piece. It's real chunky looking.
Yeah, I love it.
It's wonderful, and luckily the brick choice is the same as outside, and it translated very well inside too. I've seen some that don't, but this just did very well.
Yeah, it keeps everything very cohesive and flowing from the outside in.
Love it.
Plus having this in the center of the living room with super high ceiling, it just makes it feel like a really warm place to gather and have friends over or family.
Exactly. That's kind of why we did it. Is we wanted to have a space for everybody to come and do their thing and sit down and be comfortable.
Yep.
Feel like you're at home. So.
Yeah. So why did you choose to do the cathedral ceiling?
Okay. Grew up in a house with a cathedral ceiling and a fireplace that was almost the same.
Yeah.
So it kind of recreated that feeling, that vibe, which was
it feels comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. It's what I've done for so many years. So yeah, it just kind of works well. So yeah, we love it. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's a great room.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, let's go on into the kitchen.
Check out the kitchen. Come on.
All right.
Well, I am a sucker for cathedral ceiling, so it's we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, walk us through what's going on here in the foyer.
All right. So the foyer, right when you come into the entry, like we were talking about at the beginning, you can kind of see, you've got a beautiful front door, obviously. And then over on the side, they did do the double doors instead of the single French door. So that's what's opening up into the study. And on the other side, usually this space would be kind of a hallway closet for coats and whatnot, but they decided to leave it open to have a little bit more space there.
Brilliant. And now, probably my favorite.
Yeah, the beautiful family room. So they brought the brick inside and did all the way floor to ceiling fireplace there, and it's got the spot to put a TV above if you want to, but just a great way to kind of connect the outside to the inside. And like John was saying, I just kind of love the way the brick works in this space.
Yeah, the dark colors, like it helps the contrast significantly, but still goes with the floors. And again, it looks totally different with looking at these pictures and then looking at furniture in the video.
Furnish.
Yeah, the furniture really makes a big difference. It's a big splash of color to not have the furniture, and the furniture helps significantly. So very, very cool.
That really warms up the space, literally and figuratively.
Yes, it does.
All right, let's see. I'm trying to see if we have any questions. Yeah, let's go ahead. You want to do the kitchen next?
We'll do kitchens. Let's go have John show us the kitchen.
Let's do the kitchen.
Check out this kitchen.
This kitchen is amazing.
Is it?
Yes.
There's just so much room.
There's so much room for activities.
Well, okay, so what's the biggest thing when you have holiday gatherings? Is fighting for space to
yes.
make things?
And room for appetizers.
Yeah,
I'm a
exactly.
big snack gal myself.
Line them up right there. So no fighting, definitely plenty of space for that, and back here as well.
Yeah,
so,
tons of workspace, tons of seating.
It's kind of like, where do I want to do my stuff? We always talk about that. It's like, okay, I'm going to do here, you do it over there. We got plenty
well, and
of
you're
room.
not going to be fighting for space if you have to be like,
No.
behind.
Yeah, well, that was the thing, is you can open up both of these cabinets, and you can still have room to pass through without bumping into anything. So it's super great.
That's really nice.
We love it.
And I love the size of this island.
It's massive.
It's huge.
Yes.
And so this comes with the alternate kitchen layout?
Alternate kitchen, yes, which is just amazing. I mean, you don't see islands like this in, everyday homes. So it's a huge statement piece.
Yeah, and I love the amount of storage that's in the island itself. I mean, you've got the two cabinets on both sides.
Yes, definitely. So, I mean, you could put recipe books in there. You could put hand towels. It goes on and on.
Yeah.
Plenty of storage, which is great. And we did the farmhouse sink, which I always wanted, something a little bit deeper to wash dishes and all that stuff. So that looks really nice as well. We enjoy it.
Plus, it really goes with the colors that you've selected because it's modern, but still has that country farmhouse vibe.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And the same with the backsplash tile. We chose those. That's custom. And it just turned out really nice with the band in the center that kind of plays off of the countertop. So yeah, it turned out great. And then obviously the double oven there, which is nice to have. Plenty of cooking options.
And with the addition of the garage, it did expand the pantry quite a bit.
It did, and the pantry is quite massive.
Yeah.
You want to check it out?
Yes.
So this thing goes on pretty much for days.
There's an additional 5 even.
Yes,
yeah, you could live
5
in
feet.
here.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we added a plug there for the robot vacuum, but you could bedside table, lamp, phone charger. Somebody will be staying in here.
Guest room.
Yes, definitely.
It has plenty of snacks.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. When you hear somebody in the bag of chips at midnight, you'll know.
You're like, oh, she's up.
Yeah. But super cool. We love it. Because of the way the garage fell, that space had to be used somehow, whether it be in the garage or in the pantry. Who doesn't want a super huge pantry? So it turned out great. We were able to put like all of our appliances in there that we don't want on the countertop taking up space. So it just worked out really well. It's great.
Yeah, and being out here, you're a little bit in the country, so whenever you do go to the grocery store, you can stock up on everything you need and have plenty of room to store it.
Definitely, yeah.
Yep,
so
that's
you got
a huge
plenty of room
hit.
for that. Exactly.
Well, let's go check out the master.
Okay.
Awesome, sounds good.
All right, so raise your hand if you have pantry envy.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, that I could not get over. And great place for the Roomba because ours just gets stuck everywhere.
I know, so smart.
It's yeah. We have a love-hate relationship with the Roomba. But
I just like to laugh at it.
Putting the island in there is a great idea for again. Even for the Roomba, I saw a crock pot in there. You could do that. I have seen customers that put their microwave in there. I'm not, but I mean,
they
don't like. So there's plenty of space to do that in a place like that. So that's really cool. Yeah, you can have the trash can kind of up out of the way, and look how clean. Like even when they were in there, how clean the countertops were, which is why you spent the money on those beautiful backsplashes and countertops, and to not lose all that I think is brilliant. So,
all right, awesome.
We had a question about, was it the hood that someone asked about?
He was asking about the cooktop. Jabo was asking about the cooktop. So it is the Frigidaire. It's a gas cooktop. It's the 3026 in stainless steel. I don't know if that's still available or not, but that should give you. It was then, but that is what it is. So yeah, it's a 30-inch wide gas cooktop.
Cooktop, yeah.
It's very nice. And then there's another angle of that beautiful kitchen. I love the way there's seating area, the island. And I noticed that they had a lot of like their pet stuff was kind of tucked in under there. So that was out of the way. So I love how they did that. It's just such a big, amazing kitchen with so much room.
Yeah. And it, again, this is how the model is set up. So if you want to see it reversed the other way around, you can check out the virtual tour there on the model home. And it's got a very similar layout. I think the only difference is instead of we have the kind of the crossbuck ends on the cabinet, and I think it's a great idea having
to put the extra storage space in there.
Yeah,
love that. We do have a question from Valerie on how do we handle propane for cooktop fireplace starter? Do customers usually do electric furnace?
Okay, so I think we're just missing a couple commas there, so make sure I'm doing this right, Valerie. How do we handle propane for a cooktop and or a fireplace starter or and potentially even the heater? So some of our customers, you got three options really. Your three options are natural gas, propane or LP, which you're talking about, and all electric. Okay, so a lot of our customers, of course, 91% of what we build is rural. It's outside of incorporated cities. Some of them do have access to natural gas, but most of them, if you see gas in one of our customers' homes, it's pretty much propane. So the customer, and depending on where you are, we can help you line that up, or you can reach out to a local propane company. We just need to know which one you're going to be doing, so we can stub it out and plumb it correctly. All that really changes from a plumbing perspective, not really much changes at all between propane and natural gas. What does change is the types of orifices that are used on the appliances and the various furnace, fireplace, that kind of stuff. So if you're going to do propane, just let your sales consultant and your land preparation specialist know. We'll kind of help you situate where that tank can and can't go relative to the house. Obviously, you want it, a lot of times somewhere hidden from the house, but it needs to be accessible enough where when they come to fill it, they can get to it. It's a big truck. So you can have them above ground. You can bury them. Most companies offer either way. You can buy them. You can lease them. I kind of recommend the lease route because then the company's responsible for the maintenance of it. What you don't want to have happen is, 8, 10, 12, 14 years from now, they show up to fill it up one February 1st and they say, this does not meet our standards. We're not putting gas in here. Oh, by the way, it's going to be 26 degrees here in 2 days. So best of luck.
Good luck.
But so that's how that's done. And again, we just need to know so we can mark all of the plans and appliance orders and that kind of stuff so that the various providers put the correct type of orifices or deliver. They usually come all ready to go for natural gas, and then whoever's doing the install has to change out the orifices, and that's how that works.
Okay, perfect. Let's see. We've got Kelly on some good afternoon. We're building the Angelina C in Bridgeport. Oh, cool. Plans are still at the draftsman department process. Awesome. They're working hard on that for you. Tommy is asking, who estimates the value of your land that you want to build on?
Who does that, Dawn? Who goes out there and does that?
So what we're actually going to do, Tommy, is we hire a third-party appraiser. And so what they're actually going to look at is the value of the final home. So they're going to look at the house that you're planning to build, plus the land that it is on to kind of come up with that value. So it is a third party. It's entirely based on their appraised value. So what they're looking for in that is how are comparable homes in the area, what are they selling for currently? So it's based, it's like if you had a real estate agent come out and look at selling your home and they're doing a comps, they're using that exact same process, but it is party appraiser that's making that decision. If we're trying to kind of decide up front, like have you kind of hit do we think you've hit the 10% equity? What's your land worth? We kind of recommend looking like, are lots in the area still for sale? What are they selling for? And we kind of make some assumptions off of that. But the final ruling is that third party appraiser.
Yeah, and the only thing I'll add to that is that it's selected by the lender. That's the only thing. We are not allowed to go in and pick which appraiser goes out there and does that. It is sent to a bank of appraisers, and that's a federal regulation thing.
Right.
Sent to a bank of appraisers. They select the appraiser who's going to go out there, and then they, like Don said, they gather comps, and it's based on things that have sold, not things that are for sale.
Right.
So actual closed transactions that are in the MLS. Something very important.
Yeah, very important.
Some cash transactions don't wind up being in there. A lot do, but many don't. They had to go in the MLS, and they had to have closed in the last, usually 6 months. Sometimes that's 12, and then it has to have actually closed. And then they're licensed TREC appraisers, so the Texas Real Estate Commission. They're licensed by them, and they go do all that. So that's how it's done.
All right. Terry is asking, she's building in Weimar and trying to get an idea of when my house will be completed. We still need to sell our current home, so I'm needing some info so I know when to list my home. My contractor was no help.
Yeah, so our building superintendents are not very good realtors. They're just not, mostly because they're not licensed realtors. Now, what would be good, let's get an instant message from you, Terry, and be sure we get the best phone number, and we'll have our closing team, either Michelle or Laurie or someone, reach out to you. Of when the timing of that needs to take place, because that's something that we definitely want to help you out with, because we need that for you to be able to close. So we're on your side. We want to get that done, and we'll have someone on our closing team reach out and touch base with you on that.
Okay. All right. David, our videographer, is saying it's a beautiful home. Love the fireplace and ceiling. Thank you so much.
Thanks, David.
Thanks, David. We have Usman is asking, how big are the island and the kitchen countertop? I like the idea of the cabinet access on the side of the island. Awesome. Let me see if I can figure that out for you. So it is 7 feet of the island plus that there's ends. So do you have a guess?
They're about 12 inches. Each of those about a foot.
Okay.
About a foot.
So about 9 feet. It's a big, big island.
Yeah.
Let's see. We've got Mrs. Vaults coming in. I'm checking in from Robertson County. We are building the Polidoro, just waiting to meet with the construction manager so we can get the foundation poured. Awesome. How exciting. And then Terry's saying, so the appraised value with the tax office may not be accurate. Correct.
Probably not.
And you probably don't want it to be. Because that is what your taxes are based on. So the appraised value with the tax office is usually a little low.
Now it might be because
depending on the county.
Exactly, because the value's been going up quickly, and they're going to want to play catch up. They're going to want to. So it's kind of a weird situation. Most folks are, and here in Texas, property taxes is a big issue.
Yes.
It's if you don't believe me, listen to the campaigns for governor for the next 6 months, and you'll know that property taxes are a big issue. So what you'll find yourself doing is constantly protesting or trying to drive that tax appraisal district value down.
Right.
But from a financing standpoint or a refinancing standpoint, you want that value as high as possible. So because it improves your equity position. So, sometimes we get, it's hard to have your cake and eat it too. So anyway, typically it's not going to be the same. Typically, like Don said, that tax office value is a little bit lower. But I think that's going to be very different in the next year or two. I think the tax
they'll catch up a little bit. But
yeah.
All right. And we've got Carolyn saying, howdy from Austin. Excited to build the Trappist D in Fredericksburg. Awesome.
Very good.
And
David's asking us a question.
David's asking us a question. My wife and I are thinking of buying land with the intent of building a Tilson home. What resources, websites do you suggest to start our search for land? So we very much like a website called landsoftexas.com. It's just a good place to start because they focus solely on Texas residential property, so you don't see as much noise as you might see in like a Zillow or something like that. It's going to truly be land that you can build on. So we recommend starting there, and you can search, you can narrow down however you want by county, get really, really granular in where your search is. And they're a really good website for that. So that's where we recommend you go, David.
Thanks for asking, David.
Yeah, thank you for asking. All right,
Great.
well, let's take a look at this gorgeous master suite.
Let's do it.
Nice.
Yes, most certainly.
Oh, and I love that you kept the same blinds in here too. Those are great blinds.
They really are, and it kind of matches the wall color, which is cool.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it turned out real nice, and they're privacy, so you can lower them down and block out all the light. But just a wonderful space. We were really impressed with the size. Obviously, this is the standard size. We haven't changed anything in this room, but it's there's so much space in here.
Yeah, and the windows are huge.
Yes.
So when you do have the blinds open, it lets in so much light, and you have access to your back patio right through here. You don't even have to go all the way around.
Exactly. So we added this door just for that reason.
Yeah.
We have a small dog, so at night you got to go outside and let them do their thing. So we just wanted to have something convenient that we could just walk out there instead of having to walk around like you said. And then from the outside, it really kind of mirrors itself because you've got two doors on either side.
Yeah.
So it kind of looks like it was meant to be. So,
Yeah, it does.
yeah.
You would never know that this was an addition. It just flows very well.
And then also with the door, when you come in, normally the door is right here. But we put the door there so we could have this door.
Just bumped it out a little bit
just bumped
for
it out,
that
but
extra
then have
space.
the space in the bedroom so you would feel how big it is.
Yeah. Well, let's check out the bath.
This is where it really gets nice. All right, come on in. Check this out. Look at this.
Oh, this is great.
Isn't this? This is the bathroom that I've always wanted. I don't know that many people put that on their wish list. I'm looking for a certain bathroom, but this is just beautiful. It's excellent. There's so much space.
And you each have your own sink.
Yes.
You've got your own cabinets.
Huge
So, like,
deal.
you stay on your side.
I'll stay on my side, and plenty of storage. You've got this up here, and there's plenty of room for linens or your everyday.
Yep, and then you got the little laundry
hygiene,
cabinet.
Yep.
which is so cool because you can just drop your clothes in there. Who washes them? We are not sure, but it happens.
Somehow it does.
Yes,
They just magically, get
happens.
clean.
I'm so sorry. And then obviously you've got the toilet in there, which is nice because it's tucked away.
Yeah.
And there's also plenty of room in there. A nice cabinet over the toilet as well, so you can store towels, toilet paper, whatever you need. That's the one thing that I really love is that there's plenty of room to put things in this house.
And then you kept the cabinet color the same, the countertops the same, everything's really cohesive.
We kind of wanted it to flow together, to kind of have that same theme throughout the whole house, Nothing wrong with doing it a different way or whatever. That's just the way we chose, and it turned out really good. Undermount square sinks, did the oil rub bronze fixtures, which kind of made it stand out. Same with the knobs. Just kind of has that a little flair to it. So,
and you also added that in the shower too. Let's go check this out.
Definitely, check the shower out.
I
This
love
is really
the tile
cool.
that you chose in here.
Yes, this is, check this out.
Yeah, the herringbone.
And we
That's
did
a great touch.
Yes, it really is, and the cool thing is it matches the wall tile. So it's very, and then we chose a darker grout to kind of have the lines stand out. The same with the fixtures in there.
Plus,
And,
it's a lot easier to keep clean.
Oh, most certainly. And then you've got the bench in there, which is really nice. And then the two little shelves, but there's plenty of room. Not that you need a whole bunch of room in the shower, but I mean, it's nice not to feel cramped.
Yes.
And this glass really opens it up too. And then, you've got your window up there, which that's a standard size window, lets in plenty of light. And it's a nice space to get ready in the morning,
Yeah, and natural light is really a good thing to have in your bathroom, especially if you do makeup or anything like that. Then you gotta have, you gotta be able to see yourself.
See what's going on. No, you're right. I don't know anything about that, but
can't relate.
Yeah, but it's nice to have that. It just really it goes together well, and we couldn't be happier with it.
That's awesome. Well, let's go check out the other bedrooms.
Yeah, 2 more, I believe.
2 more to go. All right.
Love that.
Very cool. Very cool.
I'll answer John's rhetorical question. Yes, several people say, I want this bathroom, and they start from there. It's usually either the kitchen or the master bathroom. Like, they will completely plan their entire home around it.
Yep, everything else is just space.
Yes,
Sheetrock
everything
and
else
floor.
just bonus, whatever. But,
Don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care. So that's I love the contrasting grout color with a lighter tile. That's something that is really, really catching, particularly when you're doing a big custom tile like that on a horizontal pattern. I think that's beautiful. It's a great touch.
Yeah, so pretty. So nice. But yeah, there's that big master bedroom and the bathroom that we were talking about. Yeah, I love the dark grout. It's just really, it's nice. And like Kelsey says, it doesn't show when it's, it's easier to make it, at least think it looks clean. But
Exactly.
keep it clean. So,
yep. But matches nicely with the dark fixtures, lights, the bathroom hardware, plumbing fixtures, cabinet hardware. Like they did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, it's a beautiful home. They made great choices. I love it all. All right. Cool. Well, guys, keep asking us your questions. If you've got questions about the spaces we've shown or any of the other spaces that we're coming up on, make sure that you drop them into the comments.
Please do.
I do see we have a couple that I might have skipped earlier, but okay. Gloria here in Williamson County made an appointment last week to sign the contract and pay the deposit. Based on availability, we're meeting on the 13th. We noticed a price increase yesterday. Are we subject to the price change, or would Tilson honor the price on the e-ticket?
All right, Gloria. Well, first of all, thank you for watching and thank you for committing to do that and for asking the question. And one of our family values is courageous communication. So let me first of all tell you that is something that is a very difficult thing right now. We did not have a price increase in September when we thought we were going to have one. We did not. We kind of tried to do the wait and see thing. Our prices did go up, but we did the wait and see. We had to have a slight one in January. And then we got notification, quite frankly, over the weekend at our cost management team that lumber is going up, and effective today, lumber alone went up 35% for us, which that equates to somewhere around $7,000 to $8,000 per house. Okay, hard cost, effective immediately. In other words, this has nothing to do with the houses that we sold this weekend or last week. This is houses that are going out that we're cutting purchase orders for out into the field. So that's one thing. And that had nothing to do, that's just lumber. On top of that was cabinets. I have a list of things from my brother. Smart guy. Cabinets, exterior trim, fireplaces, garages, garage trim, garage doors, interior trim, exterior doors, plumbing, windows, and patio doors. All those went up from material. That also went up labor across the board. So all that to say, unfortunately, and I think we've been saying this since really July of last year when lumber was at what we thought was its peak. It was not. The prices, unfortunately, we're quoting in the sales offices when you're sitting there doing an e-ticket is good until you walk out that door right now. In the years past, we've been able to say, okay, yeah, you got a week or 2 weeks, but right now we are not. And I get it. Our vendors can't offer that either because they're not we can't go to them and be like, hey, we want the lumber price from 2 months ago whenever we sold this out. I want the lumber price from yesterday. They can't. It's not a thing. Right. They can't. This is what they're buying it at. This is what they have to sell it to us for them to stay in business, and so on and so on. This is what we have to sell it for us to be able to build the home the way we said we're going to build it and stay in business long enough to service your home after it's completed. To warrant these houses. That's just the way that it is. And I wish there was a different answer, Gloria. I'm glad you asked. I hope you can appreciate my candor and our transparency when I tell you that this is not something this is not fun for us. This is not fun for our sales teams to have to tell folks like you that this is what happened. And I regret it. I wish there were a different supply chain situation. I wish we were in a different labor market situation, but unfortunately, and I mean, truly just last night read an article that new home supply is somewhere like 200,000 homes in the entire country. That's it.
Yeah.
When supply is that low and demand is as high as it is, contractors, I'm talking about third party vendor, your guys who put the stuff together, they're having to pay top dollar for their trades, their hands, and they can command really whatever price that they want to, unfortunately. And some of them, it's not just they want to, they have to get people, to get guys to show up and stay day in and day out. They're having to pay almost double what they've ever had to pay in the past to get the guy out there toting lumber from the stack to the slab. They're paying double what they used to have to pay. So, inventory, falling each week. It's down to 271,913 homes. That is total inventory for sale, U.S. single family, according to Altos research. That is from sea to shining sea, folks. That's crazy low. That's not even a third of the population of the city of Austin, maybe not even a fourth in the whole country. And what that also is telling us is that this supply chain thing ain't easing up anytime soon. There will be more waiting. There will be higher prices. You know, I don't know which side of the old trucking situation you're on up there in Canada with what they're doing. I understand their principles. I understand what they're standing for. That is not going to help make anything better as far as supply chain wise. Like, they're making their point. They're doing what they have to do and what they believe in, and I respect that. But I'm telling you right now, we have not seen the worst of this supply chain issue yet with stuff like that taking place. So I hope folks can appreciate that. It's not fun. I know it's not the news you want to hear. The one silver lining is that rates are still low. They have not gone up. And so anyway, yeah, that's that. Unfortunately, that we have to have the price that we are going to be charged for that new lumber and garage doors and cabinets and everything else. So thanks for asking, Gloria.
Yeah, thank you. Let's see. Kristen is asking, if we add the optional 4th bedroom, 3rd bath, is there still a drop zone? Actually looking at that right now. So the drop zone actually comes with the attached side garage. So I believe you do. Yeah, because it'd be completely on the other side of the house. The option that comes with the drop zone is completely on the other side of the house from that 4th bedroom. So yes, you'd be able to.
What you could be running into is a limitation of our software on the website potentially. Yeah. I'm not looking at it right now, but it's possible that you're looking at a limitation where we can't do that many overlays. But I promise you take it to a sales consultant in the sales office, they can make
it happen. Yeah,
wild and crazy with their white out and red pen. So.
Yes, and our model actually proves that, because you literally can't build the model using the options on the website, but we made it happen.
That's right. We're that good.
Yes. Let's see. Amber is asking, what is the size of the master bedroom? Building in Angelina C in Hamilton County, so wondering if the size compares.
Yeah, I think Kelsey answered her. It's 17'11" by 14'8".
All right, awesome. Terry is asking, we're building the cypress and I paid the change order to square out the arches. I checked the framing and they put in the arches, but I'm now wanting to keep the arches since I was having second thought. I've already told my builder, will I be charged a change order again?
That's, I don't know the situation, Terry. We need to talk to the building superintendent, maybe to Tom Homer, the VP of construction. But I mean, if, on the surface, if this is what happened, then probably not. If we already built it that way, then probably not going to. All we may have to do, we may ask you to sign a change order, just documenting
that you're accepting it that way. Yeah.
Yeah. So appreciate you asking.
All right. And let's see. Carolyn is asking, we are waiting for a stakeout to be scheduled. Does Tilson do the land clearing and fill in for foundation as part of our contract, or do we need to find a contractor to do this?
Okay, Carolyn. So I don't know exactly where you're building, but there are some areas where we do in fact include the land clearing. But most areas we do not. It's not included, at least not in the base price of the home or in the contract price. Unless, and it's usually, if we have, it's itemed in there that we're doing that. Like places like Texas Grand Ranch, Republic Grand Ranch, some of the other subdivisions where we have to get approval to do that, we do include it. But now the foundation part is part of the contract, but the clearing of the actual trees and removal of the debris and vegetation and stumps and all that is not included. So you can either find a contractor or we can help you find a contractor. We usually have some recommendations we can give you, and that will help expedite that a little bit. Sometimes everyone's busy right now, Carolyn, so I don't want to make any promise that we're going to get somebody out there faster than you could, but we do recommend the same people typically over and over again, so they know they're going to get steady business if we're referring them, as opposed to a one-time, one-off person. If you're just going to find somebody out of, I used to say the yellow pages, but that's not a thing, off of the Google pages and have them go out there for a one-time deal. Sometimes it's hard to get them moved along out there because, they're out there working for somebody like us or another builder that's feeding them steadily. So ask your land preparation specialist when you meet out there that you'd like some contacts, and get a couple of different bids, but we can help you bid that out.
Okay. All right. Then we have a question from Jennifer. We are in Kaufman County, and in the time that our house has been framed and waiting on spray foam, a small neighborhood about 3 miles down the road has popped up. They've already put up 3 homes, including bricked and sheetrocked, and have framed 2 other homes. Not sure why they can do that when we signed a contract a year ago and are still not done.
Yep. That's, well, Jennifer, typically speaking, some of those probably don't even have a customer attached to them right now. And they certainly didn't to start with. So most builders out there doing production subdivision, which is what you're talking about. So we're comparing apples and oranges right this second. We're comparing production subdivision which is what you're seeing, to custom on your land, which is a totally different process,
Right.
Totally different construction. And what you're seeing there is, this, I have no idea how long ago they permitted those. I have no idea, but what they are doing these days is typically they're not even selling them till sheetrock stage, maybe beyond. So
Right.
there's the builder or their designer got to pick, they picked all the colors for it. They picked what they could get on availability. They did a design that they knew that their framers could slam out in, 3 weeks. They are designed specifically for those lots and for expedited time crunch. It's a totally different strategy. As opposed to, you picked a plan, you made all the exact custom changes to that plan that no one else will ever make. You picked the exact things that you wanted that no one else will ever pick. Like, it is truly a one of a kind. Your home is a one of a kind home. Yes, it's probably based on one of our designs, but there will not be another one that we build like your house.
Yeah.
Contrast that to what you're seeing, which is all 5 of those houses. There's probably 2 different floor plans, maybe 3. They're just doing a different elevation on it and maybe a different back porch. But beyond that, they're the same house, and they're already rendered, they're already modeled, and they're good to go. And they probably, I don't know for sure, but they probably don't even have a customer attached to them yet. Right. Or if they do, it's a reserve, and you didn't pick the brick, they didn't pick the granite, they didn't pick the roof color, they didn't pick the floor color, they didn't pick squat.
And their favorite color was whatever was in stock, and that they could get out.
Different. And hey, listen, we want your house done as well. I mean, that is our business model. We don't get paid till the house is finished. So believe me, Jennifer, we want the house done. But it is apples and oranges, unfortunately. It's totally different.
And Shane is adding, it's also possible that a production builder is stored supplies in a warehouse, which allows them to start building as soon as the permit is pulled. Yeah, because they're using the same stuff. They usually have like 5 colors that you can pick from. So
or
that makes
3.
sense too. Yeah,
3
or
brick
3
colors, 2 countertop colors, 2 carpet colors.
Yeah, definitely a very different thing. Yeah. All right.
But it's a great question. I
Thank
can
you
see
for
it
asking.
being frustrating. You're looking down the road and this one's banging along and nothing's happening. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we have Wendy. I'm so proud of the Cade's homes. It was such a pleasure working with them. They built a beautiful home. They absolutely did. And I'm sure Wendy definitely helped with a lot of these design choices. She's our new regional sales manager in spring and has a lot of happy customers that we've talked about before. So.
Very cool. So y'all keep putting your questions in the chat. We're going to go through a little bit more. We have a couple more videos. Is that right?
Yes, we do. We have the additional bedrooms and also then we have the back patio too. So let's go look at the bedrooms.
Awesome.
So here in the hallway area, we have these 2 double closets. This one here has plenty of shelves for linens. This one is more for hanging coats or storing things. Plenty of space. It's just so nice to have those right there.
Do these double closets come with the plan?
Yes, they do. Yeah, they were
That's
standard,
awesome.
which is really cool. And then the shelves built in. We were excited. We thought it might be 2 like hanging closets, but no, there's plenty of shelves in there, which is totally cool.
Well, and then you're not having to split too much space, like
That's
having shelves and room to hang things. So that way, if you have long coats, you can hang them in there.
One that way. It works out great. It's excellent.
And then you've got these 2 secondary bedrooms.
These 2 secondary bedrooms. This here is my wife's art room and her office.
This is super spacious.
Really cool. This is the biggest room in the house. And obviously I had to give it to her because she has a lot of things, which is awesome. But yeah, this is just her special space.
We added the can lights, which I really like in here.
Yeah,
it gives
that's
me
great.
A lot more light to do things.
And with the way that your house is situated on the land, there's so much light coming in from this window all day long.
Oh, definitely, yeah. So all day, you really don't need the lights, but it's nice at night when you're crafting or whatnot. To have that light there. And then the closet obviously is massive. And in the standard plan, in the very center of the closets is built out. There's shelving in the middle, which is really cool.
Show you.
Oh, check this out. And then
there's tons of room in here.
Yeah,
and even more room to hang things if you run out of space.
Exactly.
And room for more yarn.
Yes.
I don't know if we need more yarn, but
you always need more yarn.
Definitely. But plenty of space. That's why we love it. It's absolutely beautiful.
That's great. And then you have one more.
We have one more. Check this out over here. And here is the guest bedroom here.
Oh, this is a great space.
It's very large. I mean, you look at a queen size bed in this space, it looks small. You can obviously fit
You could fit a king size. Easily.
And then the ceiling height, same thing with the rest of the house. Doesn't make it feel closed off. You just who wouldn't want to come stay here? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You got to have a welcoming space when you have guests over.
Well, comfortable enough to where they'll stay for a little, but not too comfortable to where they'll leave.
They won't leave.
Why won't you go? No, but it's a wonderful space, and we really love it, and there's plenty of room. For somebody to stay here.
And I love that the ceiling heights in every single room are so high.
Yes.
Definitely.
There's so much, it just feels so spacious. It lets in
feel
so much light.
Yeah, I feel like it ties the house together. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel compartmentalized that way.
Yeah, exactly. It's not dungeony at all.
Exactly.
And then just the same as the other room, we've got this closet here, same
same layout.
Same layout in there, so plenty of room for storage. That was the one thing that we were super excited is we almost didn't have enough stuff to fill up certain closets, but
Like,
hey,
do we need to get more stuff?
should we? And then I was like, no, that definitely should not happen.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have all that space. It's not to have clutter everywhere.
Yeah, well, and it makes organizing a lot easier, especially when you're moving in for
Certainly.
the first
Yes.
time. I mean, you've got to
Yes.
have places to put stuff
Yes.
that you maybe don't have a spot for quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
Or for guests too, just
Yeah.
the things that they bring so that they feel at home too, instead of
Yeah.
having to live out of,
Out
their
of a suitcase.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Certainly.
All right, well,
Yeah,
let's go check
check out
out
the
what's
front
left of
room.
the
Okay.
house.
You got it.
Check out this front room.
Yes.
This is awesome.
It's kind of a space we didn't know exactly what we wanted to do with.
Yeah.
I figured we had some extra furniture, so we made a
Let's
sitting
just
room.
put it in there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, that's exactly right. But kind of made a sitting room
Yeah.
to where if you've got company or guests over, you got somebody that just had their Thanksgiving meal, maybe they're sleepy, they want to come sit here and take a nap, they can close the doors and kind of be in their own space. Or
Yeah.
you come in here, read a book, look outside, and just enjoy nature.
Yeah, it would be a really nice reading area.
Definitely.
Very
So-
cozy.
Yes.
Well, let's go check out the back patio.
Yeah. Oh, this is my favorite.
All right.
Gorgeous.
I'm so jealous of that craft room.
I know that's
Just the organization. Just
yeah, the color fade like and extremely talented to say the least. Like she is
yes,
off the
she's
charts
so
talented.
talented. Oh, I was amazed. Yeah, Kelsey was actually texting me pictures of that space while she was in the house because she knew that I would definitely have envy because my yarn is not nearly as well organized. Not even
okay.
close. Not even close. Oh,
We can have goals. We gotta have some aspirations, things to look up to.
yes.
We're going in life. That's good.
All right. So this is that hallway that they were showing with the two double doors, which Tara is very excited because she picked the same doors. So glad to see them in a build. Yeah, I love that. And I love that we let you choose which kind of style of interior door you want. That it's included like that. But yeah, they're beautiful. So you got these double closets and the two very large secondary bedrooms. Look a little different when they're empty. But nice big spaces. Both of them are very large and nice, lots of natural light. So, and include the ceiling fans like all of our bedrooms do. So just great spaces.
We got a sneak peek.
Sneak peek at the rear covered porch, but we'll hide it now. And Gloria did thank you, Eric, for the transparency. She appreciates that.
Thank you, Gloria. Thanks for watching. Thanks for understanding.
All right, and then we have somebody from YouTube asking about the minimum and maximum square footage of a casita, and if we have any idea of the price range on that.
Well, I mean, I think it starts at like 800 square feet, somewhere around there, 830, something like that. I think depending on where you're building, it starts at about the $140,000 range. Not a lot of economies of scale in a casita.
Yeah.
But and then it can go up to, I mean, I've seen them well over $200,000. You know, just really the sky's the limit on what you want to put in there and how you want it to look and porch and all that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, and we now have the option that it can be 2-bedroom. You can add in a full kitchen. So there's a lot more options on the casita. So the best thing to do is to go into one of the design centers and they can actually price it out for your property. Let's see. Kimberly's saying I had a price meeting with Lauren and Bernie Saturday and are waiting for the email of that. So guessing the price went up. And I'm sure Lauren's working on it for you. So she's very excited. Let's see. She says we'll now be bumping up our start process to make sure that we start in the fall, and we'll be building the Palo Duro A in comfort. Awesome.
Beautiful. Thanks for the attitude too, Kimberly. That's a great attitude.
And then Janet's asking for clarification on the interior pricing. At what point in the process is the price of the home locked in for a client?
Well, I always aim to make it a little less confusing. Apparently, I landed that one like a rock. So you were locked in on your price whenever you put down the deposit, enter into an agreement, what we call our agreement specifying the conditions of sale. When we do, it's a $3,000 deposit in that agreement. Your price is locked in. So for so long as, we're both working towards the start, which is obviously what we're doing. But as things get uncovered sometimes along the way, because again, each situation, each piece of land is different. We do find some things that slow down, or customers start to make changes and redraws and things like that slow the process down. It's locked for sure for 180 days, as long as we're working towards getting that done. And then, of course, any time that we use extra, we give that time back to you. If it takes longer than we said to draw the plans, if it takes longer really, that's about the only thing that would take longer to do. Maybe get your stakeout done, but you're good for 180 days, at which point then we could look at, okay, what's really slowing this down? Is it a city thing? Is it a lot thing? Is it a loan thing? Is it a customer thing? And then we reassess at that point. But it's locked in when you sign the agreement and give that initial $3,000 deposit, which means you have to and by that time, by the way, you need to have made all the changes you're going to make to the plan. Like the process is not set up where you come back and make changes after the plans are drawn. That's the whole, get some folks like one earlier, I think it was Noel, talking about, it was Noel, sorry, I don't pronounce it right, but waiting on her plans to go back from drafting, right? When that comes back, the design is not for her to make changes to that design at that time. Like all her changes were made before she put that deposit down and entered into that agreement. So it's not just about get the deposit down and sign the contract and then we'll make changes later. Like that doesn't help the situation. So it is great question, Janet. I appreciate you asking it. So thanks for letting me clarify.
And then Janet, once you're released to construction, your price is locked. There's no possibility that we're going to change it unless you sweet talk your builder really, really nice and he changes something.
Yeah.
But
it ain't likely,
unless the house itself changes, we're not going to raise your price once we're released to construction. So thank you for asking, because I'm sure if you were confused, some other people probably were too. Colleen is saying, stop, you're making me blush. It was a pleasure to have you in our home. It was, oh my gosh. Like because Faith, who actually works with us too, is saying that craft room is all me. That craft room is my goal. Like I would love to have that, but I don't see it happening. And yes, you're just so talented. I'm in awe. I am in awe, Miss Cade. Like amazing. We've got Brianna saying, I'm trying to get a driftwood started in Bell County. I think the crazy Texas weather is going to put off our construction driveway until next week. Yeah, I could see that.
Yes, you and some other folks, Brianna. You and some other folks.
Julie is asking, can you explain what must be done in the 180 days? We're still waiting for our dirt vendor to be vetted and are so close to the 180 days.
Yeah, Julie, I mean, I don't know your specific situation. I mean, typically, broadly speaking, it is the house has to be ready to be released to our estimating team. So all upfront stuff has to be done. House permitted, loan approved, septic design done, obviously site plan done. So lot cleared, all that kind of stuff, and then be ready to all changes completed, permitted, ACC approval, if that's the thing. All of that must be done in the 180 days. To keep the price locked in. So without knowing the specific situation about this, I don't want to articulate too much more because I may not be accurate.
Yeah. Reach out to your consultant. They can tell you kind of how that impacts. And then Cedric's clarifying the deposit. Yes, it is $3,000. And yes, that's a deposit that's credited back at closing.
That's right.
All right.
Okay.
And, all right, let's go look at that beautiful. Ask
more questions, because I think this is the last video or two that we're looking at. So
yeah, this is the last video. So
questions in the chat, and we'll answer all those, and then you may go, then you may leave, and we'll turn you back to whatever it is your daily
then class
life
is dismissed.
That's right.
All right, step outside. Check it out.
I love the size of this patio.
So this is a standard patio. The only thing that we did is we extended the concrete out.
Yep, just a little bit.
A little bit more to add a little extra space for seating and whatnot. But it's a good size as is.
Yeah.
I believe it's somewhere around like 9 by 19 or something like that, which is a good size. I've got my barbecue pit. Obviously want to add some more cooking utensils and then maybe some seating out here, but it's a really nice place to just come and hang out and listen to nature.
And because this is covered, you can put actual furniture out here too. You could do a rug, you could do a couch.
Endless possibilities.
Yes.
And we're trying to figure that out. And the two lights come standard. We did add a box for a fan, so we're eventually going to put a fan in for summertime. because as we all know, summertime in
Gets
Texas
a little hot.
Gets a little warm,
Yeah.
humid and stuff like that. So, but it's a good space. There's plenty of room. Everybody can come outside
Yep.
and enjoy each other's company. The kids can play in the yard. It just works.
Yeah, and I love that you can just see out into the rest of your property.
Definitely.
You've got a fence with a gate down there, so with that extra garage door, you can
Yes.
just go take your lawnmower straight on through
Straight
the
on
gate and go clear out whatever you need to.
Exactly. That's the one thing that we wanted to make sure is we didn't have to pull out cars to get things
Yeah.
out. You know, we can just roll out the backside.
Yeah.
And then I did the right outside the garage door, the concrete pad, and that's my project pad. So I can wheel things out there, and I can paint, I can wash things, I can do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, stay out of the house and out of her hair is what.
Well,
yeah.
and she can't see you through the
Exactly.
big windows
See,
either.
she's over there, I'm over there, we're
Yeah.
separated.
You're like, I've got my craft room.
Yes.
He's got his concrete pad.
Yeah.
Yes.
You make it sound so exciting.
It is exciting. I mean,
It is.
The possibilities in both rooms are endless.
Endless. You could go on and on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just certain things that we thought would be, kind of work out a little bit more functional, and wanted to make sure that we weren't trying to look to add things later.
Yep.
You know, we
Yep.
tried to do things during the build that we thought, okay, this is going to work. This is going to be something that we want to do and have for whatever we're doing.
Try to think into the future. What all
Exactly.
do we think we're gonna need? Let's just do it now.
And that's hard. And that's one thing that I would suggest to other buyers is to imagine the possibilities. I mean, there are so many things that you can do, and it's definitely worthwhile thinking about them and how they're going to fit into what you're doing in your daily life and how
Yeah.
it might benefit you. So yeah, definitely endless
Yeah.
possibilities. So
Well, let's go in the kitchen, wrap up
Yeah.
a few of the details
Cool,
about
cool.
square footage and everything,
Right
and then
on.
I'll get out of your hair.
hey, that sounds good. You're welcome to stay there.
Okay.
Come on in.
All right, so let's just run down some details.
Yeah, certainly.
So you have 3 bedrooms total,
Correct.
and then bathrooms. We've got the one in the master, the full right there.
Guest bathroom.
Yep.
And then the half bath right over here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, which is great to have an extra bathroom. You
Yeah.
never know, when that's going to come in handy.
True.
So, yeah.
Especially when you have guests over, there's plenty of
certainly.
room
Yeah,
for them to go.
Definitely.
And then so when you think about the square footage of this house, it's typically around 2,200 standard.
Correct.
But with the additions that you did with the alternate kitchen
Right.
and the extra space in the pantry, bumped you up to just over 2,300.
2,300, yeah, or 23 and a half or so. So it's a good size. You know, it's not on the super large end,
Yeah.
super small end. It's just right kind of in the middle, and it fits very well. I mean, everywhere you go in the house, it feels right. The rooms are the
Yeah.
right size. There's nothing too small, nothing too large.
Yep, every
we love
space
it.
is very functional.
Exactly, and there's
And
plenty
can
of
be totally utilized for storage.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's a huge plus to this
Yeah.
plan.
And you
That's
can-
definitely one thing that we've heard as far as feedback about this plan is just the amount of storage that comes
Right.
with it, regardless of if you do the standard or the alternate versions of each thing.
Exactly.
There's room for everything.
Yes.
Which I believe was this one of the more popular plans this year.
Yeah, it
possibly?
definitely was.
I've seen a lot of them going up, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It just seemed to fit. Out of all the plans that we went through, all of them seemed workable and great, but this one just really fit us.
Yes. And it's
what
a
we do.
beautiful plan. The layout is fantastic.
So
Very
open.
open.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
is what we love about it. The kitchen, that was the one thing at the house that we lived at previously is, I'd be in the kitchen, she'd be in the living room, we'd have to yell or go around the
Yeah.
corner or whatever. This right here, you're all together and
Yeah.
you can see each other, talk to each other. I can watch TV while I cook, which is really cool. So yeah, it's definite plus.
Yeah, I love how open this is, but you also have a little bit of separation because your master is on the one side of the house and then your guest rooms are on the front.
On the other side. So
Yeah.
if they're making a bunch of noise, and I don't have to kick them out yet, but yeah, don't have to hear that. But yeah, and you can close that door. I can be in here watching TV. She can take a nap, whatever.
Yeah.
It works well. It's very functional.
Yep, it's open, but there's
Yeah.
still some separation. Great.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well,
And-
thank you guys so much
Yeah.
for having me,
Thank
showing me
you.
around your house.
Thank you. I'm glad that you made it out and got to check it out.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, thank you all for watching, and we hope to someday soon make you part of the Tilson family.
All right.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Thank you again, Mr. and Mrs. Cade, for sharing your home with us and letting us in
Yes.
there and trusting us. We really, really appreciate that. So
Yeah, there's that beautiful back porch. So you can see just how large it is. Oh, it's just amazing.
yeah.
Great, great space.
you can get a good feel for it if you go see the model home in Bryan too, because like I said, it's the same size there, and so we got patio furniture out there, and I did notice he had the Weber grill, so you can slide that thing in and out and make sure the smoke's not billowing. It doesn't bother anybody but me. But.
It bothers me, so I get it. So
very cool. Any other questions that we have?
Gorgeous house. All right. Terry's asking if the square footage includes the garage. So no, when we quote a square footage to you on our website, or even when we're talking on these, we are only talking about living space. So we're talking about the HVAC space is what we're talking about. The inside air conditioned space is what we're talking about when we talk about square footage. If you're interested in the square footage of like the full slab, we can also give you that number. Just reach out to us and we'll let you know what those are. And that is something important to keep in mind when you're talking to different builders. A lot of them, when they are quoting square footage, they might be including garages and porches, especially if they're giving you a price per square foot. So always, it's good. I'm glad that you asked that question, because it's always a good question to ask of what actually is in your square footage.
Great point. Yeah. And so we calculate the same way that appraisal districts do it in the state of Texas. So basically it's outside of the home, outside the brick ledge, exclusive of porches and garages. So
right. Absolutely. And then Janet is just saying, congratulations to the Cades. What a beautiful home. Thank you for sharing it with us. I agree. Thank you so much for letting us show off your house. We're so excited to see it and glad.
Yeah.
And Terry says, thank you. We were very informative. Well, good. I'm glad that you found this useful.
Yeah. Thank you, Terry. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We got more of them to come. So we're looking forward to the next couple of weeks. We got some different folks will be joining us, which I'm very excited about.
We're going to take next week off because a bunch of our team members are going to the International Builders Show next week. We got some stuff to do there. But then, we'll be back the week after with Christy Reyes from our customer care team. It's going to be kind of talking about all the stuff that you need to know about maintaining your Tilson home and what warranties are included and those types of things. So super exciting. And then after that, it will be our 90th episode. So we're planning something special for you guys for that one.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. So thank you all so much for tuning in. You can find us on all of the various social channels. So we got Facebook, YouTube, of course, where you joined us today. We have our website. We have the 12 design centers that are open 7 days a week. Be glad to sit down and talk to you about any of this stuff. We have, a lot of stuff out there, a lot of information. We hope that you get everything you possibly can. Ask us any questions you want. We're as transparent as we possibly can be, we feel like. So we're going to get all the information. Sometimes the information you want to hear, sometimes there's information you don't want to hear, but it's going to be the truth that you'll always get from us. So thank you for tuning in, and we're genuinely soon to make you part of the Tilson family. See you guys later.
Bye, everybody.